Hi, I'm the 5 Minute Gamer. I'm here to give you 5 tips on how you can master Hello Gamer without spoilers. Isn't that awesome? Because when you go on YouTube and you're looking for tips, and then all of a sudden you come across a bunch of guys who put the ending of the game, although it says I'm not going to write the end of the game, and then the game's all, I can't help but read the stupid titles. Yeah, I'm that guy. I read all the titles and I read pointless posters in the video game. Well, that happened to me. Anyway, how you guys want to play this game? Tip number 5 is you're going to want to survey the entire outside of the house before you even bother trying to break in. So you know what, windows are an option, stuff like that. You know, back in school when you used to have a crush on a boy or a girl, and you wanted to just, like, you know, follow them, hold their hand. They're like, oh no, you can't hold my hand. And you're like, I want to hold your hand, and they say no, and then they run away. And then at nighttime you're standing outside their house and you're looking in through the window, and their dad's like, oh no, somebody call the police. And then you're like, no, I'm just looking at her undress. And then they call the police, and then the cops like, hey, you can't do that. That's what this game's like. Okay, so now that we have that under control, that's exactly what this game's like. Look at this, I'm showing you right here. It's peeking in at the old man. Except this is kind of weird. It's kind of like a reverse Michael Jackson, if you will. It's kind of looking in on an old man where Michael Jackson was looking at the little boys. You know what? It's truth hurts. So, tip number 4. Run. Run lots. And that's why you survey the land, right? You're going to want to know your ins and your outs, your escape routes, because it sucks getting caught over and over and over and over again. If you've watched any of my other videos on any game, you'll realize that I'm the kind of guy who gets caught over and over and over again. My hand skills just aren't there yet, guys. Although I've been playing video games for far too long, I suck. So that's why I make videos instead, to give you tips so you don't suck. Anyway, you're going to survey the land, right? And then another part of that is you're going to run away when he starts chasing you. And then if he chases you too much, you can cross the street and you can reset the whole chase scene. It's kind of a neat little tip. Number 3. Wow. You know what? Did I use the same clip? Anyway, you can cut the power to the house. Now, if you cut the power to the house, you knock out all the cameras, so it doesn't do the and sex tape sounds, you know? And you can actually escape easier or not be noticed easier. You can go around the house easier. And it's actually really cool because you can hear him snore when he's sleeping and stuff like that. It cuts out all the ambience. Highly recommend. Tip number 3, cut the power to the house. And look, here's a small little tip for you guys. Look at what's in the freezer. But be careful, there's a creepy old man behind you. Yeah. I honestly thought that I was about to cut out there. But I didn't. So I'm just going to look around this other house. As the game goes on, you'll notice that the house gets bigger and it has the same color palette as the... Oh, there it is. Damn it. Okay, another tip I want to give you. You're nothing worse than getting into an area and then you're like, what the hell do I do now? Gather stuff. Because you'll climb up the side of a building, you'll be at the top, and then you'll have to run all the way back down. Chances are you're going to get caught. So make sure you're always gathering stuff so you can use it to break through windows or whatever. Maybe keep one slot open. You can gather things by pressing and holding down the RB button, and then it'll pop up in your directional pads, and you can select whatever you need. This is so helpful. You can even throw stuff at the old man. I don't necessarily recommend it. You're better off to try and run. But it's kind of a flight or fight thing, and some of you might be a little braver. Not see, I'm hiding underneath the bed. I've always wondered if that would work. If somebody broke into your house, if you hid under the bed and there's a serial killer out to kill you, and it's like, he'll never find me. If I was a serial killer, I'd look under the bed. Just saying. Okay, tip number 1. Oh, you know what? It came out how it came out. Something looks off. Something looks a little strange in the neighborhood. You get what I'm throwing down? You probably have to mess with it. But you'll probably have to find tools to mess with it too. But usually, if something looks odd, like these pipes here, and there's certain areas that you can mess with, play with it. Play with this stuff. Look at this. See? Look, red and white, stop sign colors. That means you should probably play with that thing right there. And so that's kind of my tip. Make sure you check the perimeter. Huge tip for Act 2. Check the perimeter, okay? And don't run in behind the old man. He's kind of got those creepy old man balls or eyes or something, and that's not good. Especially when he catches you and rubs them all over your face. Thank you. Subscribe. La 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 la.